friend.
Happy Monday! We are officially 1 week into July and 1 week into Beat Your Best month. I know we'll hear more about how Jillian is rocking that in a little bit, but y'all, if she can do it, we can do it too. So there is nothing stopping us from beating our best. So make sure that you're finding out all the information about it. If you don't know what Beat Your Best is, text your coach, get on the FAQ, check it out because it is an awesome thing that Beachbody is doing for the first time this month. Another thing to think about, it is officially prep week. Whoop, whoop, for Lift 4. Lift 4 and Mesta Moss challenge packs are still $10 off this month. But the exclusive coach test groups start next week. So keep plugging challengers in, keep getting coaches signed up. We want as many people glowing for Lift as possible starting next week. Final day. Today is the last day to get summit tickets for $130. I know I'm a broken record saying this over and over again, but y'all, this is cheaper than we have paid in like the last 2 years I've gone. This is cheaper than that. I've already bought my ticket. I know there's at least 3 or 4 other people on this call that have already bought their ticket. But y'all, you do not want to be on the couch watching us at Summit next year. You want to be there with us. Trust me. So be there.
Hey, Bree.
Last but not least,
for new coaches, can you just share what Summit is real quick?
Yeah, Summit is like the big team corporate celebration of everything we've accomplished in the last year. So Beachbody year is basically summer to summer. So everything that our team has accomplished in the last year, all the lives that we have changed, all the people that our tribe has grown, all that stuff. We celebrate it all. We celebrate pounds lost. We celebrate lives changed, the whole gamut. And it's just a lot of fun. I mean, if you've attended a Super Saturday, raise your hand if you went this weekend. And they are just a great opportunity to meet coaches. I mean, how many times are we like, oh, we love our live workouts. But y'all, when you meet these people in person, they're real. They breathe. They can be touched. Like, they're real humans. So you want to be there because it is just a blast. Like, if you feel like your business is struggling, if you ever wonder why you started, like, that is the thing that will breathe fire back into your soul. It is a game changer. It's just awesome. And then last but not least, I don't know if we have any Canadian friends on the call. I don't know any songs about Canada. Otherwise, I'd sing one. But Pumpkin Spice is coming to us later this fall, and they just announced that it's coming to Canada too. Woo woo! Yay for Canada. So yeah, that's all I got. So happy Monday, and I'm gonna stop gabbing now.
Thank you, Bree. You're the best. Please send your good vibes to Bree because she had a little fender bender today. So we're thinking of you, my friend. Glad you're still here. Quick recognition, because y'all have been like, I had to like make a list of recognition, all the things we had to do and share today. And I was like, holy crap, our team is, excuse my French, kicking ass right now. Like, I don't know if y'all feel it with this test group coming up, but it is like the best time to be a coach and be on this team and be a part of this community. So shout out to Jill. If you guys are on the Beachbody Champions page, she was recognized as one of only 6 coaches in the entire network, 400,000 people that earned their gold medal the first week of July. So I'm super duper proud of you. That takes hustle, hard work, consistency, and she's going to share about that tonight. Jacqueline is one person from Diamond. I don't know if she's on here, but the girl is like inches away, and I know Jill and Bree Walls have been a big part of that. So that brings me to Bree Walls is going Emerald this week. Yeah, girl. I see you. Claire's at Success Club already. You guys know Jill's already at Success Club. Points on the board. Liz, Danielle B, Lindsay Snotty, Ariana, and Bree all have Success Club points on the board, which means you guys are changing lives. You're sharing your stories. You're being consistent AF, and that's what shows when you put in the hard work. And then last but not least, like Brianna always already kind of shouted out, those of you guys that went to Super Saturday. So that is a quarterly event that's held all over the country. So you can look in your local city and go to your local event. The next one is October 20th. So mark it in your calendar, star it, put it as an alarm, sign up for your local event right now. Get there. If you want to come to Atlanta, I am actually on Market Council, so you guys are welcome to come. I'm on with Liz as well. I keep forgetting she's like, just my twin. She's there if I'm there. But seriously, y'all, I know Brianna, Bree, Steph, Jordan, Claire, y'all went to Super Saturday this weekend or Super Sunday. And those are the times where you guys find out what's coming out. What are the new announcements? You get to do a workout live. And shout out to Steph and Bree Walls. They brought friends to Super Sunday who were not coaches. And guess who has points on the board and is about to? Both of them. So events are the way you can convince your friends, hey, this is real, this is freaking awesome, and you should be a part of it without you having to say one word. You just got to bring them there and give them some free Shakeology and energize, okay? So super proud of you guys because that is a big deal. Yeah. Any other recognition you guys want to add? What did I miss? Did we get it all? Man, okay. All right, so we have been doing
Danielle, I'm going to cut you off.
Go for it.
Just like a little baby shout out. I want to shout out my brand new coach, Megan, who is on her very first team call. I'm super excited about she finally joining our team. Some of you guys might hopefully recognize her name from the hub because she pretty much smoked the game the last couple months. And she's basically kicking off her training this week. You worked out with your mom last week, and so that might even be our first challenger. So I'm really excited to help Megan crush this month with us.
Yeah, girl. And I know Ashley's on here too, and she's a new coach. So we may not see you, but hopefully you hear us. We're happy you guys are both here and to see our team grow. So tonight, just to give you guys a little heads up as new coaches, this month is called Beat Your Best. And basically, it's just competing against yourself. Now, you guys are new. So the coolest thing about this is you get to beat your best by hitting Success Club and helping 3 people this month. That's your only focus. And so what we've been working on as a team is those of us who have helped 3, 5, 10 people in the past, we're working on upping the level amount of lives we change. And I actually wanted to throw something out there to you guys, if you'd be up for it. I'm going to go back through and see the month that we changed the most lives since we've started 3 years ago. And I want to challenge us to beat that number together. Would you guys be down for that? So I'm not even talking about your own personal medals or anything like that. I'm talking about a team push. Because right now, you guys know we're working on a really big team goal together. And I thought that would be a nice little extra way to kind of remember that this is a team sport and there is no I in team. And that's why I asked Jill to get on and talk tonight, because it's kind of easy to sit back and watch sometimes, especially in the summer when we all have lots of things going on and we want to go and, out to happy hour or on vacation, or we got lots of distractions and outside of our normal routine. And then you get pulled back and you're like, oh shit, like Live 4 is starting. I really want to go all in with this. I really want to give it my all. And oh my gosh, what is Jillian doing that I'm not doing, that she's helping this many people? So I think I have an idea of what she's probably going to share without me even sharing, but we did a little live video together on the Beat Your Best push group. If you guys are not in it or you don't know about it, message your coach. They can still add you tonight. Basically, you put money in a pot and everybody that pushes for their big goals by the end of the month gets a piece of that pot. So real money, because money talks, right? But I wanted Jill to get on because she's only been coaching for a few months, guys. She's never hit Success Club. And for those of you guys that don't know what that is, helping 3 people with a challenge pack. So Shakeology and Beachbody on Demand. She's never hit it. The past, I don't know, she'll tell you, 2-3 months, she's helped 1 or 2 people a month. And this week alone, she helped 7 people. And she is now 4 people, basically her emeralds away from diamond, which is really just the first stepping stone into growing into a leader, of gaining momentum and confidence, and just realizing that, y'all, she has a business with her husband. She works full time. Just to give you a background, she has 4 kids, and the girl is up on the live workouts every day without a doubt at 5 a.m. Besides the week she was on vacation, 1 week since January. That's it. She is there. So I'm hoping she is going to give you guys some truth bombs and really just tell you guys that, like, she's just a normal person. And if she can do this, you can do this. So if you guys have questions along the way, throw them in the chat. We can open it up as a Q&A, but I'm going to shut my jabbering now because I'm just so excited for her to share. And I'm super duper proud of you. Go for it, girlfriend.
Can you hear me? Okay. First of all, I think, Danielle, you should like come with me everywhere and announce me before I come into the room, because that was pretty awesome. Second, I also want to shout out to Ashley, who's hidden, but she's my first coach on a call, and I feel like a proud mama. She's one of my best friends from high school, and honestly, she was one of the people when I first started 80-Day Obsession with Jacqueline. I wanted her to do it with me, and she was pregnant, but she was always about fitness, and she always talked about how she went to the gym and she thought how Beachbody was too expensive, and now she's here. So it's super exciting. Basically, like what Danielle said, a little bit about me. My husband and I own a restaurant together. I'm also a full-time employee at a bank. I have a toddler, a 3-year-old, and then I have 3 little bonus kids. And by little, I mean they're 15, 13, and 8. So we are extremely busy, but I try to use it as more of a, not as a hindering thing for Beachbody. Basically, like what Danielle said, since April, I have helped like 2 people each month, and I've been 1 Success Club point shy of getting a Success Club 5. And I've wanted every tank top. I really wanted this call that people are going to be on Wednesday with Rachel Hollis, and I still fell 1 point short. And I started to get really frustrated. And because of that, I don't feel like I let myself go all in. And I was really stopping myself from reaching my own goals. I was the one that was stopping myself, saying, I have 4 points and there's 1 week left, and it took me this long just to get 4 points. There's no way I can get another point. So I'm just going to chill this week, and next week I'll start messaging people. And then the first 2 weeks of that month, I'd be messaging people and it'd be great. And the same thing would happen. I'd follow the routine where I would get 1 person in the middle of the month and then help somebody else toward the end, but I wouldn't get close enough. So I'd stop myself. And it was kind of like when I was on vacation 2 weeks ago, I'm not sure if you guys saw, but it really opened my eyes onto how much other people are really watching what you're doing. I had almost my whole entire family on vacation with me, and 75% of them worked out with me every morning. And I didn't have to beg. I didn't have to barter with the teenagers. I didn't have to do any of that. And my mom did it with me. My stepdad did it. And granted, they went to the gym, but my mom and my stepmom were doing 80-Day Obsession in the middle of a gym full of random people. And we had a computer set up by a mirror watching old people walk by us while we're trying to do like Turkish get-ups. So I think what really opened my eyes is that you never really know who you're impacting. So every time I stopped sharing, I don't know who I turned away. So I tried to share more. And obviously this is something that Jacqueline and Danielle are like, duh, girl, we told you to share like every day, all the time. So when I started to realize that the more I share and can help people, the more that I should be really listening to the advice that's right in front of us. And really with the things that Jacqueline and Danielle have been telling me since I started in April, and that's to share and do your personal development and really go all in, because how are we as coaches supposed to really help other people if we don't know everything that there is to know about the things that we offer? So like on Saturday, I said something to Danielle about when I first started, I wasn't planning on being a coach. I was going to do 80-Day Obsession with Jacqueline, but I wasn't starting until you guys are already halfway in. And I wasn't going to do Shakeology because I didn't know anything about it, and that was just way too expensive, and that's just not my thing. I'll go to CVS and buy my protein shakes. And I got Energize and Recover. And it took me about a week of complaining to Jacqueline every day about the eating plan, about how I didn't like the taste of this, or there's no way I can put that much food in my body, or this day I'm starving, that I actually started to get on the routine and started to see the little changes in my mood, in my own appetite, in how I felt about myself, and in turn being a better wife, being a better mom, and even a better employee at a job that I don't really like. I was better at that too, just because I was finally taking that time for myself. And I'm losing my train of thought. But since then, I've obviously become a coach. I use Shakeology. I use Energize every day, even on the days that I don't work out, even when I actually drink coffee too. Like, I have both. Recover is honestly the best part of my whole entire day. And I feel lost on the days that I'm not up working out in the morning. It's really become like a routine for me. So it's something that I wanted to show and share to other people, especially other busy working moms, that like it's possible to be able to put yourself first. It's possible to be able to take some time for yourself and be a little bit selfish. Granted, you might have to get up in the morning, but you are a priority. So you should make yourself a priority and take that time for you. Because there was a long time that there were days that I didn't shower and I was covered in like baby poop and food and all this gross stuff. And so as moms, we deserve that now, and as women in general. So when I was on vacation, I decided on that 5-hour drive home that I was really going to utilize the time that I had and really dive into the trainings that I should have dove deeper into at the beginning of April when I started. And to take this seriously and not just as I got a second, let me scroll through what Danielle wrote about day one training for coaches here, and then I'll swing over here, but I'm not going to finish it. No, I sat down in the car and I did it. And I went through everything that we have, and I started reading even more personal development. That Girl Code book was my first personal development book that I ever wrote, and I just thought it was for people who didn't like have friends. That's what I thought personal development was for, and I am very happily mistaken that that's not the case, because it really has made a difference in me and the way that I look at things. I have a problem with sharing things on Facebook. I get very anxious about it, and I don't like to share too much. I was always the person of like sending pictures through text messages to certain people, but I was always worried about the wrong person seeing them. And through this process, especially through personal development, it's really been able to help me ease my anxiety towards everything and realize that we are here and we're doing this to help other people because we've helped ourselves. And this is something that we can continue to spread because it's obviously worked for us, and look where we are now. And there's even, I'm just finishing Rachel Hollis's book, Girl Wash Your Face. And in the chapter that I read today, it literally said, nobody cares, or now I can't think about it, but it's nobody cares about what you think other people think about you, essentially. The people that think bad things about you or say bad things about you, it doesn't matter. They don't matter. And so I've been trying to really take angles like that when I post things, because I used to get really, really anxious about it. In fact, I used to text Jacqueline and then put my phone down and be like, I'll talk to you in an hour, because I'm not even going to look at my phone. Like, it's just going away. I can't handle it. And so I know sometimes I still go through it, so I know newer coaches go through that too. But you're posting things, and we're all posting things just to make an opportunity available for other people to better themselves too. And I really started to have to think about it that way, instead of being like, oh, look at Jillian, there she goes, posting a picture of her bicep. Oh gosh. Like, that's how I thought that's what people would think when I posted. So it really took a big shift in my mindset, and I really have to give most of that to reading the personal development books, that like, it's really not that big of a deal, and you're helping people. Let me think here. The other thing that really, really helped me, and I actually talked to Bree about this earlier, well, I guess last week. Now it's all kind of running together. Danielle posted in the Beat Your Best group a video from Allie Tessitore, I think is how you say her last name. And it was about how to connect with people on Instagram. And she went over how to write different scripts, but they weren't really scripts, just really more on how to communicate with people effectively through social media. And she really hit the nail on the head for me. And I know I talked to Bree about it, and she talks about having a sandwich effect in the conversation. And basically, you thank the person for liking or following you or watching your story. Then you invite them to your group or give them some information. And then even at the bottom, she says, in her example, she says, if you're interested in this, let me know. If not, no big deal. Just glad that we can be friends with each other on this and we can continue our journeys. And by the way, I like blah, 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 like some compliment. And it wasn't something that it was like, hey, join my challenge group. Hey, you just had a baby. Let's work out. So to me, that seemed to work out really well because I just connected with her in that video, and I sat down and I just kept sending messages to every single person that I ever talked to about Lift 4. Every single one. Majority of them didn't answer me, which is normal, but we're seeing the results of the ones who did. I think it really helps that there was a deadline involved because that really increases the FOMO, and nobody wants to be the one left out. And every single person that I enrolled did not have a problem with being a coach, which was nice because that was what I was really the most apprehensive about saying, well, to be in this test group, you have to be a coach. And I think in some of the conversations, thankfully, they were my best friends, like tiptoed around them, and it was really awkward and weird. But toward the end, it just became off the tongue that this is what happens to get in this group, and you can be a coach and you can earn some income off of it if you want. You don't have to. And the ones that I never thought would be interested are the ones that are asking the questions. So that's really helpful. I also had a girl who messaged me after my first coach coming out post. She messaged me, wanted to know more about what I was doing. Every time I brought something up, she had a reason not to do it. Every single time. And actually, Jacqueline and I had a nice little pet name for this girl that I can't remember anymore, but I used to get so frustrated and text her like, so-and-so is texting me again about how she can't do Shakeology because she can't take the grittiness. Or she can't do workouts because she has 2 kids at home. Or she can't do 80-day obsession because you have to eat 6 times during the day, and she works at a daycare and can only eat what the kids eat at the daycare. It's like, why are you still messaging me back if all you're going to do is just give me no's? Like, this is getting frustrating. And one thing that Jacqueline told me to do was to not give up on her and just to keep talking to her. And every time that I get stuck, just bring up another question. And I started posting about Lift 4. And to me, everything that she told me, she was not a Lift 4 candidate. She was a beach bar candidate that she could put in her purse because she was too busy for anything else. So she contacted me about signing up for Lift 4, and within a week, she signed up, and now she's asking me about how to be a coach. So granted, I've only been doing this for 3 months, and I know, like Danielle said, there's been girls that have carry on conversations for years. But to me, I mean, that's the first trimester of a pregnancy that this woman has been talking to me. So to me, that's a long time. So I think my biggest piece of advice would be not to get frustrated and don't be the one that's holding you back, because that's exactly what I was doing to myself. And I know I just talked for a really long time, and I'm sure somebody has a question.
No, that was great, Jill. if you guys want to unmute yourself and ask her the hard stuff, put her on the hot seat. Somebody's got to have something. Claire.
I have a question. Jill, can you kind of share about how many conversations like that you've been having a day? I know that maybe that obviously changed like when you were like maybe in the first 2 months. I don't know if this is month 3 or month 4 for you, but you know what I mean. But since you've been pushing, because I think some newer coaches and some other coaches on the call want to know, because I think for, Danielle, I think it's all about consistency, right? And that's kind of what you've been talking and sharing about. Like, you never fully gave up these last couple of months, that you have been clearly talking to people like this girl. So I'm kind of more curious now, like, how many like invites do you send a day, or how many conversations, or like, hey girls, whatever, you having a day, for some of our newer girls on the call to get an idea of, what that kind of takes, what kind of consistency that takes to kind of get to where you're at right now.
So like I said in the beginning, I was not as in as I should have been. And I might have been sending like 10 messages after I posted. And at that point, I might have been posting once or twice a week. And obviously it wasn't getting me where I needed to be. I try to be an organized person, but I'm really like an organized chaos person. So the sheets that we have in the group, you need to utilize them because they're basically made already there, and you just print them off and you have them in front of you. I think now I try really hard to do 10 a day. And so I don't get overwhelmed because I'm still trying to push past comfortable and uncomfortable conversations. I'll even count like the good follow-up conversations in my 10. Like if I can, if I have a girl that's really pushing and I'm sending videos to and she's responding and I know that I need to take some time to really talk to her, I'll count her in my 10. And then it actually makes me feel a lot better about the other messages that I'm sending because I know it's working. So I try to leave like little breadcrumbs with people, so it may not be a brand new conversation, 10 brand new conversations every day, but I try to do at least 2 or 3 and then following up with other ones. Granted, I want to grow that as I start to get more comfortable, and it's not so much of me trying to think about everything that I'm posting or sending out, and I can make things a little bit more organic and faster. I'll try to send out some more. But I really like the video that Allie had about messaging people on Instagram, because it just made it easy for me to think, okay, I want to be this girl's friend anyway, because I want her to be a part of my team. I want her to work out with me. So I'm going to thank you. I'm going to tell you about it. And then I'm going to tell you that I like all the pictures about your dog, because I do like all the pictures about your dog, and then hope that the conversation comes from there.
Hey, Jill.
Yeah.
Maybe even simpler than that, you could break down like what does your day look like and what specific activities you do, kind of like what we talked about on Saturday, because from a new coach perspective, they might not even know what a follow-up is. You know what I mean?
Okay. Do you want me to include like the gazillion Instagram stories I put up?
Yeah, no, I think you should walk through like what you do, because here's the thing. Everybody's looking at you right now saying, what do I need to do to get to where Jill is? And I want you guys to take this with a grain of salt, because like she's saying, she evolved. So you get to decide the pace that you run at. But what I will also say is you need to pick something that she shares that sticks with you tonight and implement that, not implement everything. You know what I mean? Like if there's one thing, master one thing really well. But I do want you to break down what you do as a coach in a typical day.
Okay. So usually in a typical day, and now it's varying because it's summertime and Jacqueline and Bree aren't on at 5 a.m. with me, and I can't text Jacqueline at 5 a.m. about how tired I am, because that's usually step 1. I go downstairs. I wake up at 4:30. I make my Energize. I post about it on my Instagram stories. Which I actually have found to be like my favorite thing to boomerang, because it looks like it's like exploding in my cup. So I find enjoyment out of that. And then I do my workout. And after my workout, I try to take a picture of the team to show that I'm not just working out in my basement in a corner by myself. I'm doing it with all these other people. Then I'll share a sweaty selfie and I'll do my recover. Now with Lift 4, what I tried to do is take a note out of like the other coaches' books like Danielle and videotape some of the workouts that we're doing and put them into my stories to show that like this is fast paced, this is quick, that's why we can get in and get out and get on with our day, because that's the joy of Lift 4. I mean, it works for me because I even shared on my stories that like I can put Princess Sophia on the TV for my daughter and get my workout in, and by the time that's over, I'm done. So we don't have to be trying to do squats over her while she's playing Barbies on the floor. And then throughout the day when I'm at work, because I love my job so much, I will try to find some free time to either look through my stories as to who consistently watched all of them, because I put up like a half a dozen in the morning, and I will make a list if I can't message them then to thank them for watching my stories and ask them if they're doing anything for their health and fitness, or can I show you the sneak peek for Lift 4. What I'll also try to do is I always meal prep on Sundays. It's the one thing that can keep my sweet tooth subsided, is if I have my food already and I cannot say I'm going to go eat that whole carton of cookies because I have my carrot sticks cut up already, so I'm going to eat those. And I try to share that because that's part of the difficultness of working out and staying healthy, is to staying on that eating plan and making those healthy choices and making it a normal thing. And then I usually post funny videos of my kids at night. But throughout the day, I mean, at lunchtime, I'm looking at people to message. I'm still trying to work on the amount of time that I mindlessly scroll through my phone, because I find that I do it all the time. And I'll just say, I'm just going to look for like a minute, and then all of a sudden 15 minutes go by. Well, in that 15 minutes, I could have messaged 10 people, and maybe one of them could have gotten back to me by then. So while I do like to mindlessly scroll, I'm trying to say, okay, if I message 5 people, I'll give myself 10 minutes on the couch with my phone. And then I'll go and scroll and do whatever. But that usually turns into somebody, hopefully one of those 5 responding back to me, or a conversation that I've been having get back to me. And then I start working on my Beachbody stuff, and I'm not really just going through, because I'm not learning anything just scrolling through anybody's stuff. So that's what I usually try to do. I am using, like I said, more of the papers, because that does help me stay organized. And I make a limit for myself every day. Like I like to keep having the 10 conversations. I try to post at this point like once every 2 days, because I know that that's what I'm building up to. I'm going to build up to that once a day. But I try to make a checklist because I like lists and I like crossing them off. So I'll say I want to invite 10 people to my group, and I want to follow up with 2 more people today. And I want to make a Facebook post, and whether I make the post today or I write it out today and I share it tomorrow, I'm going to have something on tap so I don't start to feel overwhelmed. Because one of the things that I'm trying to work through is that when things start to get hard, I think of them more as like a job I don't want to do. Like, obviously you've heard me talk about my normal job. I don't want to do it. And I don't want to think about Beachbody this way. So I try to change my mentality about it and really take it more as a relaxed, fun way, instead of being like, Jillian, you need to do this, this, and this, and this, or you don't get your bonus like they are at my job. So I'm trying to be easier on myself, but also shoot for all my goals too. And it's really kind of helped, because I think the breadcrumbing is really the best way that I can put it, is that a lot of the conversations and a lot of the people that bought Lift 4 last week were people from that first 10 people that I messaged. So they're conversations that I've kept going. And if I'm feeling like in a tough spot, or if I'm having a rough day and I'm like, I just need to do this. Something else that helps is that I'll just screenshot my 10 and send it to Jacqueline and be like, I need you to be accountable for me today. This is what I'm doing. Or I'll message her and be like, look at this post. I did it today. Look at this post. Tell me if it's stupid. Or text me in an hour, because in an hour I need to have these things done. And so I'm really using and abusing her, and it's awesome. So thanks for that. But I think that's probably, I really lean on my team. And even Brie, we talked about it last week, because Jacqueline was out of the country, so I couldn't use and abuse her. So I went to Brie and Danielle. So if anybody wants me to use and abuse them, just send me a message on Facebook. I'll be happy to do it. Does that answer your question? I feel like I'm rambling.
No, I love this. I think it's proof. Like, I say this all the time. I said this at Summit to Steph and Brianna. Guys, there's no secret. There's nothing that I'm not telling you that y'all can't go to 2-star diamond tomorrow. There's nothing that you can't go to diamond this month. Like, there is literally no secret in the book that I haven't given to you and said, guys, this is it. Like, this is the things. Because what did Jill say? She wakes up and fills her cup first. She shares it. She does her workout. She does her energize. She does her recover. She does her shake. Boom, boom, boom. Consistent AF, right? Without a shadow of a doubt. Like I told you, for 6 months, she's been doing this. And then what does she do? She does her job, and then at lunch, maybe she adds some friends. She sends some messages. She texts Jacqueline and abuses her for accountability, because that's what works. Text the message pod and say, hey guys, I need to do 10 messages. Does anybody else? Let's put a 10-minute timer on and do it. But I will tell you, the number one thing you got to master, the 95% of this business, is playing with your head. Like, I don't know if you caught on to that, what Jill was saying. Because I play those games all the time. Like, I don't have anybody sitting here like, Danielle, why aren't you done your power hour? I want to watch a movie. Like, I don't have anybody like that. I don't have kids pulling my hair or anything like that. So for me, it's like, well, I'll just skip it. Well, maybe the team will motivate me today, So sometimes it's actually better when you're super busy, and you can tell other people this as well. Because if you only have 5 minutes, what can I do in 5 minutes? Right? That's how you got to treat this. And it becomes fun. It's like a game almost. It seems like Jill kind of plays that with herself.
A little bit.
I mean, it's honestly the truth. But then it stays as a joyful thing. But they're not sexy things, right? They're not the things you saw on me walking across stage. Sweet, that it took 2 minutes to do, maybe, and then it's done. But you know what gets you there? This stuff. Getting out your phone, taking selfies, talking on Insta stories, and talking to people about how you have a solution to their problem. This can build you a multi-million-dollar business. But it's doing the unsexy stuff at 4:30 in the morning, putting in herself, work for herself first. Okay, sorry, I'm off my preacher stance. What other questions you guys have for Jill?
I just want to comment on something she said that I love. For those of you who are new, I think one of the big things that Jill said was she started reading personal development. And I was just like Jill for the longest time. I was like, this is a quack. I don't need help. Like, I'm a super confident, outgoing person by nature. So I was like, yeah, I don't need this. And it totally changed the game for me. And when I did 80-Day Obsession, I really focused on personal development. And so it's going to feel really awkward, and that's okay. But like everything Jill talked about, you just have to get over the awkward. And like, I encourage you to start with Girl Wash Your Face if you haven't read a personal development book, because like in the first chapter, she talks about things that I guarantee you can relate to. I guarantee you. It is so relatable. So Megan, start with Girl Wash Your Face. But like the things she says, you've been through them, and like that's what really connected me to her. And I think the way she presents it is just really great. So anyway, start with girl wash your face, but we all thought this was weird, and it might actually be weird. I don't know. Maybe I'm weird. Danielle thinks I am weird and I need to like embrace that more, so I'm working on it. But trust me, just do it. I think that's like one of the most important things that she said.
I love Girl Wash Your Face. I love it. And she has a podcast too, which is just as great. Because I can like, now that I start listening to her podcast as I'm reading the book, I can hear her voice. It's wonderful. I'm super jealous of Jacqueline because she gets to be on that call on Wednesday. Like I might drive to your house in Philly and be like, let me in, I'm coming.
Maybe we'll Zoom share it or something.
Wait, the call is tomorrow.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just making
That's even better.
Well, I'm just making sure because I was like, wait. So if everybody else thought it was okay, bye.
No, you're good.
I want to be there.
So if you were to give one piece of advice to the team to make their goals happen this month, whether it's helping their first person, whether it's hitting Success Club, where it's freaking going for a diamond. Y'all, to give you an update, we are pushing for a really big goal right now, and it's not a me goal. I have no control over it. It's all of you. No pressure. But we're 10 people away from doing it, which is freaking amazing. And to even be that close, we've never been this close, which is like, to do it with my best friends is just everything. So you guys have to decide what you want this month and why you want it and why it's important to you and why we lean in as a team, which is why I wanted Jill to talk tonight in the first place, because y'all hear enough from me. So if you were to give one piece of advice to the team to just freaking go for it, what would it be?
I think that's a loaded question. But I think the biggest thing that I had to do, and I hope this doesn't sound as cliche as it does in my head right now, is that I really had to let myself do it. I had to tell myself that it's okay to message these people, and you're not being that annoying person blowing up their phone. You're messaging them because you see something in them that can really help them. And you're not posting and it's not clouding up other people's feeds because you're posting because you're doing something great and you want to help people do something great too. I think my biggest competitor, well, not even competitor, but my husband is like not supportive at all. Yeah. Okay, give me a second. She's literally watching Princess Sophia and it paused on Netflix. Hold on. My husband is the person that was like, we have a YMCA membership. Why do you need to work out on the computer? Why do we need to buy these weights when we can go to the YMCA? Well, mostly because we've had a YMCA membership for a year and a half and I never went once. So that's hard for me because I can't go when I get home from work because I get home from work and we have a giant dog that probably chewed something up. And we have a 3-year-old daughter that's potty training and there's no way, like, this is the time that I get. So I can't guarantee to myself that I'm going to be able to do those things. And I'm not getting up any earlier than I'm already getting up to go drive somewhere. But he was still always that voice in my head, like, why are you doing this? Why are you buying that kale? You can just get that iceberg salad mix right there that's got all that stuff in it. Why do you need to buy that pack of sweet potatoes? Why do you have to do this? Why can't we just have pizza for dinner? Why do you always got to have something different? And I think for a long time, I really let that bother me. And I found that was the voice that was stuck in my head, that like, I'm bothering these people if I say something to them. I'm going to bother these people if I post something. Well, you know what? My husband is going to get his butt up at 4:30 in the morning and do Lift 4 with me, whether he likes it or not. He's saying he's doing it now, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to make him sign like a blood contract, and he's going to do it with me. So that's my biggest piece of advice, is that you have to let yourself do it, because you are doing great things for yourself. And I remember Danielle said, like, you've way more than earned the right to share your story, because look at all the changes that you've done. Look at everything that you've already succeeded on. And how many people do you really think that you can help with just inspiring them with everything that you've already done? And she told me that weeks ago, and I was still like, yeah, thanks, Danielle, whatever, thanks. Appreciate it, thanks. And it really took until getting that first hand with my family. And my husband was one of those people that went to the gym every day. He got up with us and he went to the gym every day. And in fact, there was one day that we went without him, and he walked his butt to the gym by himself and was like, what? You left for the gym without me? So I think the biggest thing would definitely be just to tell yourself that you're worth it. Stop telling yourself no, and message those people, because even the ones that you don't think are going to be like ready for it will be the ones that surprise you.
Mic freaking drop. Gosh, Jill, that was so good. And guys, one other thing I wanted to add, because I have to add something, is that, like, I don't know if you noticed, but all of us kind of fell off after 80-day obsession. And so if you don't feel like you're at your best with your health and fitness right now, today's the day. Today's the day one. Today's the day you get to write your new chapter of your story. And you get to allow yourself to commit to live for and go all in and make it happen, and quit the bullshit excuses you keep telling yourself in your head of having the ice cream or eating this or eating that, because something we've been preaching in our team is be your best challenger. The way you grow a team, the way you attract people who want what you have, who want to be in an energy-filled place that's positive and supportive. Like, we all fell off, and it's okay. It's behind us. Today's the new chapter. And it's going to be amazing. And if you're sitting there thinking, well, yeah, Danielle, but like the test group, like the deadline for the test group's over. How am I going to help people this month? Nobody knows when the test group starts outside of Beachbody. You don't stop helping people because our internal deadline stopped. To me, in my head, anybody who's ever had Beachbody on demand can sign up until Monday, because they get access to the workouts right away. Anybody who still needs Shakeology or the Performance Line, they can sign up till Wednesday, Thursday if they do express shipping, because they're serious about going all in on the test group. So use these next 3 days to share your heart, right? On social media. Get out there and just stop thinking about what everybody else is thinking, because they're really thinking about themselves, like Jill said. And go send those messages. Send them authentically. Girl, I want you to do this with me. I'm really excited about it. And then you need to make sure you show up for you first. Because Jill didn't get where she was by worrying about that person who didn't message her back. She got where she was because she was consistent. And it's probably a broken record. You guys have heard this. But you decide your energy. You decide what you bring to each day. And guys, we are so blessed. We have an amazing community we've built together. And imagine what would happen if you bring 3 friends into that spot and they crush it this month. It's not about us. It's our duty and responsibility to go pay this forward. And I hope you guys took this to heart. I hope you learned something from this. I know Jill will be here to help you. And one thing that she did a lot, I will tell you, over the past month is she shared her conversations with both the Emerald Message Pod, with Jacqueline, with myself, and she asked for help. So if what you're doing isn't working, it's time to say, hey guys, I need help, and do it together, because there's no shame in that game. All right? I love you guys. I want to see every single one of you helping at least one person this week. I'm not asking you to help 10, help 1. And build that confidence to know if Jill can do this, freaking I can do this. All right, guys? Let's go make it a great week, and let's go crush some big goals, because why the heck not? Thank you, Jill. Super proud of you, girl. And somebody go beat her this week. Wait, Danielle, you have something.
Does anybody want to stay on? I know Claire and I talked about doing a quick power hour